Hello everyone. So now in a series we have the lecture number 03. So today we'll understand how to measure length and volume. Measuring a simple wire with a ruler sounds easy, right? But what if I tell you even this simple measurement can be wrong? When we measure length in physics, whether it's a wire, liquid height, or even the radius of a planet, we often use a simple tool. Say here, for example, I'm using this simple tool, which is here ruler, which you can find in your geometry box, isn't it? But here's an important point. Measurement is not just reading a scale, it's about accuracy. It's about accuracy. Let's take an example. Suppose if I am measuring this wire in front of you, can see the first point which you must keep in mind is the wire must be perfectly straight. So wire must be perfectly straight. We can see here it's a little bit tilted, isn't it? At this edge. And it should be placed very close to the ruler so that we can just get to know that what are the marks which are in alignment with the wire. And the end should be clear and not rough. Suppose this end is in synchronization with this and this end is in synchronization with this. Now comes a common mistake, alignment with 0. So we have this point. If the alignment is, suppose this, the end of this starting of the wire is on the left hand side of this 0 or to the right hand side of the 0, then we have an error in the measurement actually. It happens. Because scale markings have thickness, placing the wire exactly at 0 is tricky. And when you read, basically, the other end, again, judgment is required. Second part which comes is basically precision and error. So what is accuracy? With a normal ruler like this, you can measure up to plus minus 1 mm precision. But wait, there's a deeper question. Is your ruler itself correct? What do you think? Is it correct here or it's wrong? So maybe the markings are slightly off. That means even if you measure perfectly, you can still get an inaccurate result. So in physics, we don't just measure, we question the measurement. So measurement itself has been questioned. So when you're measuring the things, you must be very much clear about all those points. Otherwise, at the end, result will not be, it will be having an error in it. Got it? Let's move next. There's smart techniques basically for the measurement. Multiple measurement. Suppose if the object is very small, like thickness of paper, don't measure one sheet. As you can see in the figure, I'm having this one sheet. The thickness is very small. So what? We can measure 500 sheets together. Then divide this complete thing by 500 to get one sheet's thickness. This reduces error and increases accuracy, isn't it? Now, technique 2 is curve length measurement. Suppose if I'm placing a thread along the curve, marking the ends, measure the thread with the ruler, and the same method is for the circumference, isn't it? Yeah, we know this thing. Suppose if I'm having a circular track like this, if I'm putting my thread and then I'm measuring it, and then suppose if I'm stretching this thread out, if I have stretched it, if I cut it and then if I stretched it and I'm measuring with the scale or the ruler, basically, I'll get the measurements. That is all. Now, there is also about measuring volume because we have just seen measuring lengths, isn't it? So if we have the regular shapes, so here you can see, if we have the regular shapes, suppose if, let me make it here only. Suppose if I'm the regular shape, say if I'm having the cuboid, somewhat like box, you can directly measure the volume by using the ruler, finding the length, the breadth and the height and multiplying it. If you're having the liquid shape, the liquid cylinder, again, you know the volume, pi r square h. You can find the radius and the height and then directly can measure. So you can use the initial method of measuring with the ruler and then you can find it out. Choosing the right instrument really matters. Your instrument selection is very much important here. So you need to think for what you can use ruler, for what you can use these kind of devices, which you will understand in the future, in the next sessions, like vernier calipers, in what the meniscus, what kind of calibration is required, and all those things. Remember, smaller scale is basically having the better accuracy. It will give you a far much accurate value for the smaller scale. So, what's our conclusion for today? Measurement is not just reading numbers. Always think about errors, use smart techniques to improve accuracy. Because in physics, small mistakes can lead to big errors. So, this is our Guru Physics, where we don't just study physics, we understand it deeply. Thank you so much.